In this video, we're going to be working on a 2014 iMac that came in for screen repair. Okay, this iMac has been to another repair shop to change the hard disk drive and replace it with a solid state drive, but as a result, the person who worked on it damaged and cracked the screen, as you see here, down on the bottom and on the side. And he also damaged the LVDS connector that's on the board here. Two things. What I think happened is the person who was working on it, he put a lot of force on here, prying the screen out, and as a result, he broke it. And then the next thing that happened, the screen fell down from him, and it got shattered from the bottom here. Now, when the screen fell down, what probably happened is the cable that connects the LVDS connector here to the computer, it got snatched and the connector came off. Let's take a look at the connector under the microscope so I can show you the mess that we will be working with. It's fixable, but we do have some missing pads. We do not have a board diagram to analyze where every pad is going to, but by looking at the board, we should be able to tell. The first pad is loose, but that's okay. I think it's still connecting with this, what appears to be a filter. And we still have some pad left on pin 2, 3. We can make one here, 4 and 5. Right now, I have no idea where every pad goes. The good news is we do have a salvaged screen in stock with an LVDS connector, so we can test and see where every pad is going to. If you look here, the first screen is the customer's and the second one is ours. The customer's screen, the LVDS connector is ripped off, and on ours, it's still there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at our screen and we're going to test and see where every pad is going to. From the way I see things, I think pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are connected. And 1 second. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Hi, all right. What's going on?
This.
Broken screen. Which one is this? The 7?
The 8.
The 8, okay. You want to pay now or when you pick up?
I can pay now.
Okay.
Yeah.
D?
All right.
And I'll see you then.
All right,
Bye-bye, take care. Bye. Now, based on the way I see things, I believe the first 4 or 5 pins are connected together. We do not see a separate line for every pad. So you see how we do not see a separate line for every pad? Most likely the first 4 or 5 pins are connected together. I have the multimeter in continuity mode, and let's go ahead and test. So pin number 1, I just want to make sure that it connects with the filter on top here, and it does. Check pin number 2, it does. 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first 6 pads on the LVDS connector connects with the filter. So let's clean those pads. The pads connect from the top. We do not want to go the opposite direction because we may rip off the pads. Okay, so the pads are clean. We still have some pads left on those, on pin 2, 3, 4. So if we check from here to here, very good. We are on the right track. Now the side pads that supports the connector are actually ripped off, so we're not going to be able to solder the sides. I do see a little bit of pad here left. Maybe we can solder it onto that pad. What I think I'm going to do for now is solder this one here and that one here to hold the connector in place. Then we can solder the front pins. The LVDS connector is not going to be very strong, but it doesn't really matter because once we connect the cable to it, then that cable is not going to be taken off again. The person who worked on this should have disconnected the cable from right here and not from the screen itself. But what I think happened is the screen fell down, broke the bottom, and it ripped that connector off. So this was not done on purpose, but it was done because the screen fell down. customer does not want to pay for a brand new screen, he's still going to be using this shattered screen as long as it works, because he is still paying to upgrade his hard disk drive to SSD drive. So we're going to gently press down. So we secured the connector in place by soldering the supporting pads. I'm gonna twist the screen 180 degrees so I'm more comfortable soldering the pins.
This is Chuck. I wanted to ask you a question on my Windows 10 computer.
Okay, I want to go over this one more time using a different tip. Let's go ahead and test to see if all the pins are solid in place. So we want at least pin number 1 to be solid, and pin number 1 is solid. Pin number 2, 3, 4, 5 are not going to make any connections because the pads under them are missing. Now we're going to start off with this one, solid. This one is solid, solid. Very good. Okay, this one is connected with the pad, but the pad is weak, so it's gonna appear like it's moving, but it's moving along with the pad. Okay. Okay, this one is connected with the pad also, but the pad is weak, so it's moving along with the pad, which is fine. Right now what we can do to connect all those 6 pads together, we can put one wire from here to here, or we can just put our soldering iron and create blobs between the pins. To be honest, I do not know if the screen will work like this, or if we have to connect all the 5 pins together. We do not know if there's anything else wrong with the screen, but the LVDS connector, as I see it, is soldered on very well. So the store also took the customer's cable, the one that connects the screen to the motherboard, so that the customer doesn't know that the LVDS cable was ripped off. So we had to buy the customer another cable. We did not have one in stock. I'm gonna attach that cable onto the screen, and then we can attach the screen to the iMac just to see if it's working. We do not know if there's anything else wrong with the screen, but hopefully the screen will work. Okay, so that's how the cable looks like. Okay, so looks like the cable that we got is the wrong cable for the screen. The LVDS cable that we got should be longer, and it looks like we got the wrong one. So we're not gonna be able to test this right now. So we're not gonna be able to test right now. We got the wrong cable. The cable should not be horizontal. It should be more like a vertical cable. The person who worked on this should have given the cable back to the customer, but he did not, so the customer does not find out that the LVDS connector was ripped. We're gonna go ahead and place an order for an LVDS cable, and from now until then, I'm not gonna be able to test the screen. I'm still gonna post this video on YouTube so you can see how the LVDS connector was soldered on. Whether the screen works or not, there's nothing more I can do. I already did what I had to do. If there's a break in the LCD or lines on the screen, there's nothing I can do. We're gonna go ahead and replace the hard drive for the customer, and the customer will have no choice but to buy a new screen if this screen does not work. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.